hats.
He said what?
I said we going hats.
I ain't got a cut. I just got a fresh set of braids, so I ain't got the cut yet. So I gotta go hat. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
I gotta go hat. I need that at this point in my life, bro. I need to learn how to give myself a lineup. Like I think it's just mandatory, bro.
It's one of the best things that I ever learned in my life. The amount of money you save, the amount of freshness you can maintain on a like daily basis.
Bro.
That's a good skill to acquire for sure.
Before you learn how to cut your hair, how much was you paying for haircuts?
I feel like I stopped getting haircuts right before it got like super wild. So pre-pandemic, I think my last like regular haircut from my usual barber was like 2019, and it was like $25 or something.
Man, we had it good, bro. we
But
had
like,
it.
even me like cutting hair now, I try not to do too much. Like I keep it pretty simple. My haircuts be like anywhere from 30 to 40.
Oh, okay.
But I
That's
know
decent.
a lot of people be in that 60, 50, 80, 100 range, you know.
Yeah, my barber charged 70. And that's bro. That's why I might go a whole month without a cut. I got some clippers. I might get myself a little faux little taper or whatever, but I don't know how to line myself up. Also, my shit crooked, so it just is what it is.
No,
my shit just naturally crooked, bro. So like, I don't even want to play them games. Bro. I'm cool.
but that's even more reason as to why you should learn how to do that, Jane, because you know it better than anybody else. You can fine tune it. You know how. I got a naturally, crazy hairline, so I be.
Bro, I just got a naturally weird head. The back of my shit flat, bro. It just is what it is.
And then flat too.
My shit flat, and then it's crooked. It's like, bro, niggas nerf me so crazy.
It's why you learn how to cut your own hair, right? I got a flat back of the head. Now, I would have been embarrassed before to be like, hey, yo, can you like leave a little bit more hair in the back? So like now I can control all of that myself. I'm leaving more hair in the back, so my head got full shape.
You might have just saved somebody's life with that, bro.
I'm saying, man.
I ain't never thought to do that. That's crazy. That's smart as hell. What the hell? Were you what's the weather like out there? I feel like this whole spring shit kind of lame lately.
It's been crazy. We've been like literally like back and forth every week. So one week it's been like in the 80s, and then last week it was like in the 50s. Like it's been cold, and this week it's been pretty chill, like low 70s, 60s. Like today, right now, it's 65 probably. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Like here, it's like 1 week it was like 92 degrees. And then that next week, bro, it was like golf ball size hail dropping from the sky, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore, bro. I like this weather is like the most unpredictable I've seen it in a very long time.
No, for real though. That's that global warming, man. They keep playing about it.
Hey,
I forgot. This is a public broadcast.
Nah, you all good, bro.
Not trying to get nobody canceled, man.
Yeah, now you.
Somebody might get canceled by the end of this, man. But no.
Man, all right, what's going on, man? It's your boy Kloth, and I'm back with another video, man. Look for my starting somewhere. I am simply not going nowhere, and this is gonna be another segment of Kloth Talk. Now, again, Kloth Talk is just where I talk about the trending topics in sneakers and fashion. I bring people on who have those same passions. We got a legend in the building. If y'all may not recognize his face, but in every video, and as of recently, in every Kloth Talk, he has played a role on this channel, whether it be the song that you hear that's playing during the Kloth Talk intro, whether it be the new logo that was designed for Kloth Talk. If you saw my Dallas videos, which are probably some of my funniest videos on my channel, you didn't seen his face before. This my player partner, my cool partner, my creative partner.
Yeah.
Rashi in the building. What's going on with you, bro?
What's going on, man? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here today, bro. Like this is so fun. It's like a
Nah,
dream of
bro.
mine, for real.
Bro, you know it's crazy. Like we met on a whim. Like I don't even think when I went to Dallas for the first time, I don't think I knew you were gonna be there. Like
Yeah,
you and
I
Nick,
didn't know
like,
you were gonna be there either.
and like it's just turned into this thing where like we got the group chat, and you helping with the music on the channel, and then also helping with the logo. Like you've played a part to the overall success of this channel, bro. So I just want to give you your flowers while you're here. We go get into more into like your whole design thing, but like folks
Man,
don't know, and now they know. They could put a name to the face.
man, I appreciate it, man. It's easy for me to support people whose vision I believe in and whose work I want to support genuinely. So it made sense. Really cool, great connection off the first link that we locked in.
Yeah, for
So
surely, for surely, for surely. And I think it's great. I think it's gonna be a great conversation because I feel like in this day and age, people are like honing in on one thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like when
mhm.
you talk to somebody that's multifaceted, I mean, you cut hair, graphic designer, brand owner, shit, what else? I mean, like you have basically done it all. Like you've in the creative space, you've done a lot. And I feel like this is gonna be a great conversation because we could tackle it from so many different angles. So I'm not gonna waste no time. We just go get straight into it. We go start with the origin though, because I feel like I want people to kind of understand like where you come from, how'd you grow up, like let's get into that a little bit.
All right, for sure, for sure. And it's no cuts in it, right? I watched them. I swear I watched them, but there's no cuts in these, right? It's
It
just
just depends. Like if
oh,
sometimes like if somebody takes like a great long pause, if somebody take a long pause, I'll probably just cut that out. But like for the most
okay.
part, there's no major cuts happening.
Got you. All right, cool. Well, man, uh, from PG County, Maryland, the DMV, right outside of DC. Um, and growing up here definitely played a huge part in everything I got going on.
Is PG County where Mike be what's his name? Mike
Like Beasley?
yeah,
Yeah. He's from
bro,
PG.
I'm not a basketball person. I'm barely a sports person at all. I know a few things, but like his
Mhm.
interviews that's been going viral, I was
He's
like low key, bro.
a very like a true character for sure,
Yeah.
but like a great guy, I think.
So
A
it's like
lot.
when I know we deviating already. We already going on a tangent.
Yeah.
But like some of what he was talking about, like his growing up and like the area, how it's kind of like a rough area. Do you kind of like did you see that too as well growing up?
So PG County is, or I don't think it is currently, but for a long time, like for us, like growing up in the 2000s or whatever, it was always something that you heard. PG County was the wealthiest, most affluent Black county in America for a long time. So we have a lot of nice stuff, but at the same time, we right next to DC and not far from Baltimore, which are two of the worst cities in America in terms of violence and crime and all that. So a lot of that, is within PG County as well. So we got like a real blend. You get everything. And that's like one of the main things that I always like tell people being from here. You get to see every single walk of life, but from a Black perspective, because everybody's Black here. So you're gonna meet a Black doctor, a Black lawyer, a Black skateboarder, a Black rock, a rock band, everything. And it's very interesting being from here. A privilege for sure. That I didn't understand was a privilege until recently.
DC is considered like that was like their moniker was like Chocolate City,
Chocolate
right?
City.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. It was like, so would you say the area that you grew up in and like just being connected to all those places, was that Atlanta before Atlanta was Atlanta? Are like, cause I feel like now people like, they look at Atlanta and they like, that's Wakanda, bro. Cause like fucking your doctor black, your dentist black, your lawyer, like you have
Mhm.
all these affluent neighborhoods in that area of just in Georgia in general. Like, is it similar to that or was it like kind of different?
I think it is very similar today. I truthfully I can't say I don't know too much about how Atlanta has been,
Over time?
from yeah, over time. But I
Mm.
mean, I've been there a few times when I was younger, and I noticed a lot of similarities. But today it's like they two sides of the same coin. I go to Atlanta and call it the upside down of the DMV, like Stranger Things. Like I go to the same stuff. The Lenox and Phipps, the nice mall and the cool mall is the same as our malls out here, Tyson's Corner and like something else. The people are really similar. The only thing that makes Atlanta stand out as the Wakanda type of place today, I think, is their infrastructure. Like they have such a great foundation from like their music artists, their fashion scene. Like everybody's wearing like, Atlanta style clothes right now. Like that's the cool thing. The bedazzle hoodies and the big short, or that's not Atlanta, but that's who's, you know, going super heavy with it right now. And yeah, I think it's just the infrastructure. Like the DMV has all of the same stuff, but it's just people look at it as a like a politics government type of area.
Mm.
It doesn't have the same swag, the same je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. So
Mhm.
like let's get back to, yo growing up and like how you got to where you are. Did you kind of know that you were always gonna be in this field of like, being like, graphic design, clothing brand owner? Like what was the route to get you to where you are now?
Um, I felt like I always knew this would be involved in my life somehow. I've been drawing, like my first creative skill, interest, anything, it was like drawing. So I've been drawing since I could remember, buying drawing books at the bookstores, comic books, cartoons, tracing stuff, all that type of stuff. But for me, it was either that, like some type of creative thing, or sports. I played a lot of sports too. So it was one of those was going to be the options. I never considered like anything else for real.
Mm.
Until like I got like a little bit older and people start telling you you had to, because like you want to be an artist or a football player, what are the chances of that? You need something safe. But it was one of them. Mhm.
Ain't that kind of crazy how times have changed? Because, like, sports, I mean, a lot of family, like, once somebody has like some type of skill in a sport, they dump all their tickets into that. Or then, like, if you don't do the sports route, then it's like you got to go to college, you got to go get a job, you got to work. But it's like now, I feel like in the space of like creativity, like, that's probably paying out tenfold than like what some of these people are doing as far as sports are, in a professional career. Cause like I think of like streamers, bro, compared to like they're getting paid more than athletes. Or like, people on
Yeah.
YouTube creating content, they making more than some of these people at this corporate job. So it's just like it's interesting how that's changed. Like
Mhm.
it's very interesting. Do you feel like you have like was there anybody in your family that was like in the creative space that you kind of like you leaned on and you kind of seen what they were doing? You were like, oh wow, I kind of like what they're doing.
Um, Kind of all over for real. So my dad is really, I give it to him for who got me into drawing, but like the fashion stuff and everything else kind of came from my mom's side. My mother is a hairstylist. That whole side of the family is in the hair industry. I grew up going to like hair shows and stuff, and all of that is a part of just. I look at everything as just like art in general. Like
Mm.
I'm seeing them do in Atlanta. I'm seeing them do like different, them pictures of like the ladies with the helicopter made out of braids on their head. Like I'm seeing that stuff from a real young age. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, bro.
Hmm.
My uncle, he worked at Brooks Brothers, like the suit
Hmm.
and everything. He was like one of the first black employees in DC, and he took a lot of pride in working there and like servicing like a lot of the politicians and stuff out here. he made sure, I was laced in some like smooth clothes growing up. I had suits and everything. I didn't like it though, but I had it. Um, so yeah, I had a lot of that around me. A lot of creative stuff, a lot of sports people, a lot of athletes, a lot of creative. So it made sense of how I ended up how I ended up.
Yeah. And I feel like when you have people who have like very close to you, not people like you see at the family reunion every once in a while, but like when it's directly tied to the household,
Right,
I feel
right.
like it becomes clear, like, I want to be a little bit more creative with my sense. So you in school, you trying to figure out what you're doing. So you like, okay, it's either gonna be sports or it's gonna be something creative. And then once the sports, like when did the sports kind of leave the scene and you knew creative was the route that you were going?
High school, I just didn't want to play no sports in college because I was already kind of iffy on college. Um, and then I ended up going the community college route. And I well, definitely wasn't about to be playing no sports at community college. Not no knock to anybody that does, but that just like I ain't care that much to try and do it like that. So like after high school, that was it. You know, I played varsity football my freshman year. I played basketball. I got golfing trophies,
Oh, dang.
volleyball. I did a little bit of everything, bro. Like I really like sports and I think it's fun. I'm getting back into it now. But yeah, after high school, I was full in on the creative wave.
Okay, so you mentioned college. So
Mhm.
you went to community college and you're going to get what was the plan going into college? Like was it something that you wanted to like go to a junior college and then go to a 4 year, or was it like, something to do in the meantime? Like how did that play
Yeah,
out?
I wanted to so the route was go to community college, get I don't even remember what the 2 year degree was supposed to be, and then go to University of Maryland and get my architecture degree. Um, because I really like math and math. The architecture is math and design fused together in my mind. So it just made sense for me for, trying to find a regular job. And I want to go back to school and do it too. But what was the question, bro?
So I was like saying, like, so was the plan to go to junior
Oh, right,
college
right. Yeah, yeah.
and
So I
then
was
go
going
to
to go to community college, go to 4 year, get an architecture degree, and that was going to be my life. I guess I was just going to do my other creative stuff on the side. Now, in community college, I think before I dropped out, I'm a college dropout. Uh, I was working at Nordstrom, and I tried to do like a full course load while working non part time, and I couldn't keep up, or I didn't have it like in me to keep up with school. I just didn't care that much, and I would rather get the money from working. So I just dropped out, and then you know here we are.
I think people take that whole like dropping out of college as like I'm not saying this for you, but like, I feel like people take that as like a badge of like dishonor or something like that because like you didn't finish. But I think
Bro,
it's way better to realize that it's not for you than to force it, waste money, and then not even end up using your degree. I knew people who were like, I mean, they got their way through college, got to like their sophomore, junior year, and they dropped out. And it's like, I always knew that person was gonna drop out, but it was just like you wasted, basically 3 years worth of tuition because you just wanted to see if you could thug it through. And it's like, I'd rather bow out gracefully, be 5,000 in the hole versus 45 any day. So
Bro, it's a lot easier said than done. I would imagine it's a little bit different today with how many options like are like widely known by everyone, but like telling if you 17 or 18, 19, I'm like telling your family like, yeah, I don't want to go to college, depending on what kind of family you have, that just could be a whole thing. Like for me,
mhm.
it was a serious like situation, like my mom, like my aunt, grandma, everybody crying. It's like, what you mean you don't want to go to school? But I'm like, it's just not what I want to do. So, dropping out, it wasn't such a simple thing. It's like, yeah, it's not for me. I have to like, you know, have these serious conversations with my family. make people cry, break their hearts because I don't want to go to school. Like, so it'd be harder than it seems for, some people. But ultimately, the best decision, because like you saying, it's much better to be, in the hole only a little than if you want to be in the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, I get them emails. They want their money back. They ain't playing about that money, bro.
Oh no,
I
I've
swear
been
on
hearing
my
the
life.
stories, bro. I hear the stories. I'm already knowing.
They are not playing about that money, bro. They want that shit back. I'll be saying shit. You want it? Come get it. Come knock on this door. Let's fight for it. Whoever walk out can take the money. Like, all right, so cool. So you're working at Nordstrom's,
right?
And you trying to figure out like what you're gonna do as far as work. So like, did you think you were gonna do like retail or like, what was the introduction to, the idea of maybe like
today?
Yeah.
A little preface for my answer. I had already been doing like graphic design and like commissioned artwork for people in high school. So that's something that I had always been doing, something that never stopped. Like the level of how much I was doing it has changed, but it was something I always did, even while I was at Nordstrom. So for me, it was just Nordstrom was my placeholder so I could have some money while I figure out how to scale what I've always been doing. Or that's how I was looking at it. And then one of the, a gift and a curse, the pandemic happens and Nordstrom that I'm working at closes. They give me a severance check. That unemployment, they was blessed. Blessing with that. I'm like, dang, you got all this bread, bro. Like, what am I about to do? I wanted to move and just get a spot and just, maybe go find another retail job or something and just go on about my life. But I was like, you know what? Let me just take this money and try and turn it into something and invest it into myself. I think at the time I had been working with a couple other brands, like just doing designs and stuff. So I was already in flow. And I was like, let me just do this for myself. And I started making a couple pieces here and there. And then everything just kind of blew up.
This is a very timely conversation to be having because if anybody's paying attention on what's happening in the world, we may be in a second one pretty soon. So I think what a lot of people notice about that first pandemic is how important eyes were. So like,
no, for real.
A lot of people that's like prominent in the streetwear scene, sneaker scene, like there are people prior to that, but like the influx of people that came at the start of the pandemic built careers off of that, and they are still getting paid off of that. So
it was really sink or swim, brother. This is either the pandemic or it was the worst time of your life.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. that unemployment in California, man. And you didn't have nothing to do. So like right. I think, again, this is timely because, things are looking kind of crazy with this new thing. People went back home in Texas, California, and other different states and everything. So like, we may be on the verge of that next one. And I feel like, something that you and I both did during that time period was like, okay, like I have all this free time. And for me, I wanted free time to figure out what I was going to do. I graduated college in 2019. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I graduated in December 2019. Mm-hmm. And then literally going into the pandemic of, 2020. So I think it's a timely conversation to have because like, things are looking like they're going to happen again. And I think people need to take the route of like what you did, sit down and be like, I need to invest in myself because, the job I would say in the next 10 years may not be a real thing. These companies are laying off by like the tens and thousands.
Man, no, really, bro. I know so many people that's just getting laid off. Like every few months, like I'm like, yeah, bro, my job just let me go. I just got let go, bro. Like from my agency job that I had. So like,
really,
it's That's what's
As
wrong, bro. So,
I mean, entrepreneurship is gonna be necessary at this point. It's not even like, oh, I'm gonna just keep this job and I'm gonna have like a retirement plan and that's gonna be it. Like I feel
no,
like you have to have a side hustle or you're gonna get left behind for sure.
low key.
Kind of got sidetracked. We kind of got sidetracked, but I do want to talk about your brand because we've mentioned it a few times. I think this will be a great time to kind of interject here. So your brand name, let's talk about the name. How'd you come up with the name and kind of like where you are in the process with the brand currently?
So the brand name is Ajar. IG Ajar World. I threw the world on there because I needed something to put on there. But Ajar, I got the name from a friend of mine, a girl, and I just thought it sounded cool. It has no meaning to, or at the time, it had no meaning to me other than that. I like the letters, how they look together. I also come from a graffiti background, so like the aesthetic look of letters together has always been a thing for me too. And I just thought it was interesting. I like the J with the dot, the double A. It just seemed cool to me. And but I looked it up and I think it means like a gift or something. Which also doesn't really have much to do with, what I got going on, but I'm gonna tie it in somehow though.
So did she tell you what the name meant, or she just popped up and said a jar?
No, that's what her name was.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, okay,
And I
interesting.
sounded cool.
He said, "I'm gonna monetize your name." Hold on.
It, for real though. That's a cool name, bro. It
Yeah,
just sounded cool, bro.
it's
And
definitely unique. I've never heard that before.
that's what I'm saying.
So where is it? Where is the brand currently?
So, um, for the people that do know me, they know I probably had like my craziest era. Um, shortly after that early pandemic, like 2021, 22, yeah, 23-ish. That's when I was really, locked in. I was going crazy. I didn't have any other job. I was only doing the clothing brand. And it was really smooth. It was great. Um, Life happens, I had to take a step back, refocus on things. And then that's when I got a couple different agency jobs. So I had two, and now I have just one. Um, but I'm doing the brand and the agency job simultaneously. And the brand is now like I've just been working on a new collection, new capsule, and I'm just in the process of getting that out and getting back into the swing of things with regular drops for everyone and just restoring the feeling, bringing out them heavy hitter pieces.
I was about to say, if you want to, because I think you see those videos online when people be like low key brands that no one knows, and then like they do like this, and then they talk like Stussy, then they say ALD, and then they say, I feel like your brand is actually one of those low key brands that people need to know about because like if people are familiar with the rapper Nino Pay, your piece is highlighted in that, and like multiple people have been known to wear your stuff. So I just want to like yeah, if you want to hold that up, if you want to talk about the piece, actually, let's go ahead and break it down. That's one of the pieces from your brand.
The black leather croc sigil jacket because of this on the back. And this was one of the first pieces I made when I was kind of getting back into the flow of things. I really like working with leather and like suede and stuff, which is crazy that was kind of my entry to like manufacturing and everything. Shout out to CEO Tay. Um, he told me everything I knew. Met him at community college, taught me all about manufacturing, and found a manufacturer, and they specialized in leather. And instead of me like having an idea for something to make first and then trying to find somebody to make that, I was like, they seem like they do good work. Let me just design something that they could do. And I started working with like I made like some suede like biker pants and like a suede moto jacket and all that type of stuff. So that's kind of my comfort zone, and just getting back into things I wanted to kind of go back there. And I thought this was a nice way to do that for sure. And then this probably the latest thing I've made that a lot of people like.
That thing is crazy, bro. Like the pictures you've been dropping with that is wild.
Thank you,
So,
bro. Thank
so
you.
let's definitely talk about this piece for sure.
Okay, so this I haven't named it yet, but it's like a little rain shell jacket. It's a little translucent. You can see through it ever so slightly. It's thicker than you probably think it would be. This should be coming out soon. Like this should be available. I'm trying to keep it under 200, maybe like 160-ish. And I really love it. This is a neck breaker. Everybody likes this. It's dope. Well, I don't know what else to say about it. It's really cool. It'll have a logo on there, and yeah.
I feel like that's the type of thing, bro, where like people will want multiple colors. Like I see a red in that doing so. I see that doing numbers, bro. A
Yeah,
red, a yellow, like everything.
for the people that know a jar color has always been red. Like the logo is always like red and white or red and black. The tags are always red. That's my favorite color. Is red. But for me, coming back into like producing things and designing with new philosophies after kind of taking my break, um, I wanted to just come back and come from a different perspective. And I was having a conversation with one of my good friends. He was telling me how important it is to kind of just have your emotions in your creative endeavors. And something about is how I was feeling lately. Like at the time, everything was just blue, bro. Like not even in like a sad way all the time, but like blue is just really like calming. It's quiet kinda, but it can be loud. I just been feeling blue. So that's been the color of like everything I've been doing recently, like the accent color at least. But I agree with what you're saying. A lot of people have been asked about other colors in that. And off top, I know I'm gonna do black and I want to do a pink. But
Ooh, black
red,
is
the
that's
black like a
cold.
smoky translucent on the rain jacket. I think that'd be super cool.
So I think I want to go back real quick because I think this is gonna be a great question for like young designers. So like, we're in our 20s, but like I want to talk to maybe potentially that kid that's like 15 in high school right now.
Right.
How did you learn to even do this? Like, how did you like let's talk about just graphic design in general. Like, are you self-taught? Did you watch YouTube videos? Did you have somebody sitting down with you? Did you go to the after school program? Like, how did you get to being able to design a leather jacket and also a translucent like parka like jacket? Like, how did you get there?
So graphic design for me started in high school. Rest in peace, man, Mr. Woodyear. That was my computer graphics teacher. And I think I had that class in my sophomore and junior year. So I took it twice and ordered 2 levels of it. And that taught me the basics of Photoshop and Illustrator. Um, and after that, like after high school, I took it from there kind of into my own hands because I loved it so much. Just YouTube University, bro. Like just going on there and looking up how to do this or how to do that. Eventually familiarizing myself with other programs. I still use Photoshop and Illustrator a lot today, but then now I use a lot of Procreate like on my iPad, and I do a lot of digital drawing. Teaching myself that and having connections, bro. Like it all just kind of came together to make this happen. But like I said, Co, our friend, um, he's the one that kind of took me under his wing, and I guess he just liked me, bro. Like he just thought I was cool, a cool kid, and he's a little bit older, not by much, but a little bit older. Met at community college, just feeling the vibe. He was already doing it. He already had a brand, and he's such just a good guy. He didn't care about holding no secrets. He wasn't trying to gatekeep or nothing. It was just a genuine relationship. And he's like, yeah, this my manufacturer. This how I do it. Shoot. He seen me drawing. He seen me making designs. It's like, yo, I want to help you do this. So that's
Yeah.
I got lucky with that, I guess. But now there's so many resources out there. Like that same information that he gave me, you could find probably 1,000 videos on YouTube teaching you exactly, what to do. And one of those being our other friend, Akoto, shout out to him, check him out on YouTube. Got a great manufacturing series teaching you step by step everything you need to do.
So really, what I'm hearing from it is, having like-minded individuals around you
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
are kind of have a similar interest. So like, you take what you go to them, you provide knowledge to them, they provide knowledge to you, and it's just cultivating that skill over time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just building community and like even like out here, we have like a cool creative scene and like fashion community and all that. But back then I like it was cool, but it's not like, a New York or a Atlanta or something crazy like that. So I say it is more important to build your community in those smaller markets and actually like be yourself so that other people know that you're okay to be in the community. Like if I was going to school trying to dress like somebody that I wasn't, I might not have ever had talked to him because he might not have been like, oh no, that fit hard, bro. But I'm being myself and that brought kind of people together.
Yeah, definitely. I think getting out of your comfort zone, talking to people, learning from other people, not having some type of ego, thinking
Right. No,
I'm better. Like all that plays a big role into learning more, truthfully. Because I've just learned more just sitting next to being at a boo crib, being next to you, Abu, Shay, and Nick, and like just seeing like the way that like y'all create a process. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting inspired. And even though like I'm not like a graphic designer, it makes me want to like do more within my own passion. So it's
right.
like it's always inspiring to be around people who have like a interest in something and like they go hard for it. So I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the brand because again, I think this is one of the things that is I wouldn't say trendy. I don't think it's trendy. I think people are genuinely trying to figure out how to make money in this world. So I don't want to call having a clothing brand trendy, even though like there brands they're popping up everywhere. So like
everybody got a clothing brand.
and I don't think a lot of people are I don't think a lot of people are aware of all the headaches that come with that. So like what are some of the pain points of having a clothing brand and in your case a successful one?
Bro, I'd say it's like until you get into flow, like it's probably like 80% pain, bro. Like you're gonna be up like trying to figure out how to do things and realize like, oh, I'm either gonna have to spend another month trying to learn and understand this or pay someone. And I know a lot of people starting off probably not trying to pay nobody to do like, certain little things, or they might find out it's more expensive than they think. So there's a lot of time and effort you gotta put into understanding the process, familiarizing yourself with the process, and like being able to apply your swag to it after that. You know, with manufacturing, finding manufacturing is tough unless you spin in that bag to, have somebody just give you one. But you got to put in time to find that somebody's going to help you manifest your vision. You gotta even when you do that, you're going to have to spend money over and over again to fine tune your product until it's exactly how you want it to be or exactly like how you need it to be to release it. So it's going to be time and effort in that. And this is taking months. You got to learn the cycle for your production. If you want to drop something in summer, you need to be working in it in the fall, you know, like, so it's a lot that goes into it. But it definitely gets easier as time goes on, as you have more, income, capital flowing in. You have a process that you built that you can, repeat. It gets easier. But in the beginning, it's definitely a lot of hard work, a lot of struggle, a lot of pain,
Yeah.
right, for sure.
I think a lot of people too don't. I mean, there's so many layers that this can go into because most of the time these people are either coming right out of high school doing it or they're in college. They don't really have like the business aptitude to like, manage funds and like, you saying you got to work on something in the summer to drop it by the fall or like, like, or no, you got to work on it in the
We're gonna
fall.
fall
Drop,
and drop by the
yeah.
sun. You got,
Like
yeah.
they're not really that savvy in that space. So like what would be some if you could only give 3 tips to somebody that's like, I really want to start a clothing brand. I just don't know what to do. Like what 3 tips would you automatically be like, if you do these 3 things and you keep applying pressure, you will be successful with it?
3 tips. Let's see. One, the main thing that I always, because I did a little bit of consulting for a while, and I still help people start brands. And it's not the first thing I say, but it's coming to my mind right now is the thing that I know I've said to everyone, and that's having the right mindset and being open to understanding this process, bro. Because I know coming into it, like without all the knowledge, a lot of people have an idea of how making clothes is supposed to go. You know, a lot of people see somebody, screen print and put something on a shirt, you put it in a bag, ship it out, and you get a millionaire or whatever. But that's not always the case. So I think the mindset is very important. You have to be ready to, go through some bad batches of clothes, to go through a bad order where everything went wrong, or a sample that didn't come out right, or something like that, because it's very easy to get frustrated and quit and just give up on the whole process. So just keeping an open mind and not giving up is first tip. So number 2, I'd say um, just stay true to yourself, bro, because that's so cliche, but when you getting deep into it, into what that really means, I think it's super important. How many brands have we seen, rip a Balenciaga piece or rip a, you know, Stussy piece or whatever, and just everybody's making the same clothes. It's like, it's rinse and repeat. Everybody's doing the same thing. And even if you like that, bro, like you could still make those kinds of things, but you need to inject yourself into it. You need to inject your influences, all of the inspirations and things that have made you who you are. You need to put that and apply that into whatever you're doing, because that's the only thing that is unique in this world is yourself. Or that's what I'd be saying. Yeah, everybody got shared experiences or, all types of stuff, but your unique um setup of experiences and inspirations is that's you, your family, everything that makes you you. Put that in your work. And then third, learn the finance side. That was one of my biggest issues. Not taking that seriously up front. Like if you need to reach out to someone in the family or like someone you went to school with, somebody that understands it. If you got the bread, I mean, we talking about people that don't, but um, figure something out and learn the finance part, learn the legal part. Know that you need to, put this amount aside for taxes. Know that you need to pay this quarterly. You need to have a S corp. You need to have a single member LLC. All these different things, because although it doesn't seem so important up front, on the back end, you're gonna wish you spent the time to understand it. So that's my number 3. And those just off the top.
Yeah, I'll see it. That last one, I'd even say that for content creators. Cause I mean, I have mine, and it's like, you know, being knowledgeable when you get these partnerships, and it's like, you know, you see the amount, you like, oh, and then like you gotta pay taxes on that. So just keep that in mind. Or like, you know, I have a sales use tax in the state of Texas, and I gotta file quarterly reports about how much I made. And if I don't, that's $50. If I do not file on time, that's money I just lost for no reason because I didn't file on time. And then every year I have to renew that whole thing. So that's a whole nother process. Like, so yeah, I think learn the finances, learn the legal for
Yeah.
sure. Because that is what's gonna that's what's gonna maintain it for
It's
sure.
gonna save you a lot of headaches, a lot of heartaches, bro. Learn that for sure.
Keep them receipts. Keep them receipts.
Unless you want to end up on that the TikTok or the dude that be like another brand or brands to watch out for. They're scamming people, bro. Like, I don't want to be one of them. So
yeah. I mean, we talking all this. We talking this talk about, you know, manufacturing and all that, and you talk about how, you know, you gotta pay some bread if you want to find one. But like, truthfully, this is a question I haven't even cracked myself. Like, I'm around people, I talk to people who have brands, and sometimes with some of the people that I converse with, they like it's real quiet kept about they like, nah, I can't tell you that, bro. I'm cool. Like the whole conversation about manufacturing can either be a really open conversation or it could be a really closed conversation. So like,
yeah,
what is it about manufacturing that people feel like, you know, like, oh, you know, can't do that versus somebody that's like, oh, I could tell you, you know, who my manufacturer is.
because it's like that because manufacturers are like trying to think of like a good like comparison. I don't know. It's a lot of fluff. Let's say that it's a lot of fluff in manufacturing. Like if you're a person that wants to make like quality products, it's gonna be hard to find, you know, a manufacturer that's gonna be able to do that, do it consistently, and do it at a decent price point. And because of how hard it is to find that, you know, people just don't want to get it up like that. They probably spent, you know, years, months, or however much, you know, time and effort into, you know, finding these people to work with. It feels like you just asking me, like you didn't do none of this stuff that I had to go through. I had to go through so much stuff just to find this one factory that can make everything perfect exactly how I need it. I'm not, you just going to ask and you're going to get that. So people feel like that. But, you know, that's just some people. Like I said, like Tay, CEO, it's cool. Sometimes you just run into those people, bro. You run into good people that know what's going on and are willing to share that information. But even like Abu, me, him, CEO, Nick, the dude that did Midnight Studios, Shane, he was in there. I think bro is from Texas. Ryan New, you remember him? He's like a veteran. He had like a little cool clothing brand for a while. I think he still makes clothes. I'm not too sure. I hope he don't see this and try and kill me. Bro, we had some crazy heavy hitters, bro, like in this Facebook group that we all used to be in like 2015, 2016. It was called Shared Fashion Services. And it was just a group of young guys who was all interested in making clothes, already making clothes. Some people sewing by themselves, some people deep in the manufacturing game, some people just get into it. And it's like once you got in the group, it was just all fair game. Everybody shared everything. It was just a dope community. And I don't know what the equivalent to that is today. I know they have like Discord groups, but I don't think they're probably as open as we were back then. Like finding community is really so important because the more people you surround yourself with, the more like-minded individuals, the better chance you have of finding someone that is willing to share that information. And just be a good person. It's been plenty of times like people have reached out to me for brand advice or like manufacturing stuff, and it'll be like they'll send me a DM like, "Who manufactured this?" I'm not responding to that. But the next day, someone say, "Hey, how you doing, bro? Like, I really love what you do. I'm trying to get into this, and I think you would be, someone great to, hear from." Just manners, being nice, like, "Oh, you seem like a cool young kid. I'm gonna give him some game." So it's
Yeah,
just,
it's really all about your approach. I
mhm.
feel like especially if you can provide value before you ask for something, I think that's always important too. Like, you know, as simple as like you buy a piece from the brand, you rock it, showcase it, you talk about the brand, then you hit him up. He's aware now that you rock his brand and you've actually patronized his business. You could be like, oh yeah, like okay, like I'm familiar with you, bro. I seen you put on the brand. I see, that post got a few numbers. I rock with that. I feel like providing value up front will help open up doors versus like account that got 10 followers, they DM you, hey, bro, like help me out. And it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know who you are, bro. Like, I don't
you,
know what you're gonna do with that.
bro. Yeah, that's what I be telling the young people, bro. Like, be cool, bro. Y'all just want stuff, you know. And I think that really be the difference. Like some people that'd be complaining about gatekeeping all the time, they could be complaining, but you don't know the other side. They might just be being annoying and going around asking people, just like, who did this? Why you don't want to share that information with me? Because, bro, like you just asking questions. You ain't say how you doing or nothing.
Yeah.
So I think
And
that
that could
plays
also
a
make
part.
you look bad too. Cause then if they like, oh yeah, I got your information from so and so, then they end up having they broker a bad deal, and then it's like your name kind of tied into that, and it's like, I don't know if I want to co-sign you right now. Like, I gotta see
Mhm.
you actually putting in work. So yeah, no, I feel you. So I want to get into the agency because I know you do like freelance work. I know you do things for other brands, whether it be from small to large companies. So I want to talk about that and like how you got into that space. Like, how did you find an agency? What was the tricks to get into that? And like, if there's anything you could publicly speak about that you've done that you could be like, oh yeah, that's something I've worked on. You could touch on that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Again, everything tying back to finding a community and like-minded individuals, bro. So the agency that I'm with currently, and I'm still working with pretty regularly, Vega Studio, based in Brooklyn, is owned by a friend of a friend. Literally, just one of my homies that we met from being at sneaker conventions and just again like-minded, just talking about fashion and everything. His friend just so happened to be this guy that has some motion going on. He had already been working with like Nike and Google and all these big companies, and he kind of put us in contact just because he knew both of us. He knew we had similar vibes, aesthetics, and interests. And at first, I met him. My boss, I call him my boss, but he really like one of my closest friends now. Shout out to Siege, man. Um, he put us in contact, and I think it's funny. I had first initially like reached out to him to see if he could help me do like a 3D render for something I wanted to do for my clothing brand. And then um, he was like, I don't think I have anyone that's going to be able to work with your budget, bro. But, it's dope. Keep going. He hit me with like one of them type things. And it was cool, but like I didn't take it no type of way because like I couldn't afford what he was asking. And clearly, like, he's getting major bread from these big companies. I just, was taking a shot. Um, and I just kept doing what I was doing, working on my brand, just grinding. And then he took notice. He seen what I was doing with a jar. He's like, hey man, can you do that? You did all of that. Can you do that for me, or not for me, but with me on this project? And I'm like, oh yeah, that would be dope. And one project led to another, and that led to me getting my art director position with the agency. And today, like, we've worked on so many things, bro. Things that people may know, though. I'm not too sure. If you have an Xbox, Black History Month 2023, maybe it looked like a little sunset. I designed that. It's in Forza. You could put it on your car in Forza. I designed that. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the YouTube Black Voices program, but that program, they offer like apparel to their creators and stuff. I designed the apparel for that.
So when you say you design for that, that means like you were responsible for everything that brought the thing to life.
Yeah, bro. Like from the initial sketch of the main things I worked on, like varsity jackets. So like the initial sketch of the varsity jacket, the color of the sleeves, the choice of the materials. Every patch is like hand illustrated. I'm taking the illustrations and putting them in Adobe Illustrator to get them ready to be embroidered. I'm doing, you know, the measurements, the tags, all of that. So that's me. So I do that. That's on the clothes side. You got the Xbox thing, that's gaming. A fun one. If y'all are Lil Uzi fans, Eternal A Take Two, when that website or when that album dropped, he had a website for the album release where you could customize the album cover, and I did the UI for that website. So I just be doing stuff, bro.
Multifaceted.
I just
I
be doing
fuck
stuff,
with that.
bro.
That's what's up. Do you ever just sit back and be like, "Damn, it's kind of dope"? Like, do you like, "Damn, I did that"? That's kind of fire.
Bro, I've been revamping my portfolio recently, and like looking at everything I've done, it's insane. Like I'm forgetting about stuff. I'm like, whoa, I did that, but like that's actually kind of crazy. So yeah, it hits me sometimes for sure. Oh, I just wrapped up Under Armour and DTLR campaign for their Arc 96 collab. And dang, I'm probably not even supposed to say. I'm not supposed to say it, but FIFA, y'all gonna see some new stuff too, man.
Wait, who?
World Cup 2026,
Oh,
man. I'm working, so I'm
that's what's
getting
up.
that. Oh, a lot of people, I'm sure, like Suki Baby. Y'all like Blasian girls. But if y'all like Suki Baby, bro, I've done so much of her like social content, like editing pictures, her stream assets, flyers for her events and all that. That's with the other agency I used to work for. I work with her quite a bit. So all
Do
that type
you
of stuff.
do you like designing for yourself or doing it for other people? Like, what's like the sweet spot for you? Like, do you feel like when you create for yourself, it's like you get a better product, or do you feel like you create better when you know like this is what they envision and you could bring that to life?
I think I create better for myself. But I also think I it's funny because I haven't really had the opportunity like that, which is interesting. But I think if I could create for other people, but it mostly be my vision, that would be the most fun. Because I
Mm.
don't always need to, I don't always want to make stuff that, fits into my world. I want to make stuff for other people. Like I want to, try a different style of graphic or a different style of illustration or something. But a lot of the times, like my other graphic designers and people out there know, bro, people be coming to you with some terrible ideas, bro, or like they'll choose like the worst option out of everything you do. It's like, bro, if y'all just believe in me to give the best thing for you, like I think that would be probably my favorite. But I just haven't done that so much. So for now, I think like making my own thing. I'm just trying to, make everything like a proof of concept so that I can get that to happen.
I
Yeah.
like that. So
Uh,
what's like I'm always interested how people, because I've had the pleasure of talking to, creators on a wide array of ranges where it's like, whether it be sneakers, brand owners, content creators, like how do you curate that space to create content? Because I know sometimes I get like a blockage and I'm like, I know I need to like put some music on. I need to like clean up my workspace. I need to like do these things to kind of have those ideas like rolling through. So like, how do you create a space to like create the content or create what you do?
um, bro, that's something that I'm even like trying to still like, get the hang of today, like finding that balance. But when I do need to really lock in, for me, it's like the scenery, like a change of scenery sometimes. Like if I'm always working in my room or, at the desk, like, just go somewhere else. Uh Talk to people. Again, community. That might be the word of the day, bro. I'm talking to my friends, I'm talking to other people like, hey, what you think about this? Or, what do you think about this idea? I'm bouncing ideas off of everybody. Sometimes you need to take a break, bro. Just give your mind a break so you can come back to it with a new set of eyes. Maybe go, consume some other content, just enjoy some things and let that enter you. Um, and then, you know, it makes things easier later on, I'd say. But no, I'm still trying to figure it out. Lately, being active has been helping me, like waking up,
Ooh, yes.
yeah, waking up,
Yes.
hitting the gym, getting outside, playing basketball or doing something like that, kind of get my mind going for the day, but like in a healthy way. Like, that's been helping me out a lot. Just clearing
Yeah.
my mind and giving me the space to think and just be creative.
The perfect representation of what it's like to be inside my head some days is like if you remember that episode of SpongeBob where he like had the person that was filing papers, the person that
Oh
was
yeah, that
shredding
thing's on
paper,
fire, bro.
like everything was like that's like typically that's my brain on an average day.
No,
But
no,
like
for
when I
sure.
go to the gym, like the amount of people that was in his brain start to shrink. Like I feel like having a space where you're not trying to be a creative, you're just simply just being is like so important because in the gym, I don't have to worry about an outfit. I don't have to about editing a video. I don't have to worry about, my other job that I do full time. Like I'm just in the gym working out. And I feel like that's why like people like you always in the gym, like, are you trying to, compete with weightlifting? Or I'm just like, I just like being in here because like I could just be in here and I don't have to worry about nothing else. So like finding a place where like you don't have to be a creative. You could just be
Mhm.
yourself is like that's crucial. And I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned the gym because the gym is like, man, I'm gonna hit the gym after this.
Bro, and it's like for such a long time, I was like very, I don't want to say like anti, but I wasn't with that mindset. Like, bro, like the gym and like just being active, I didn't associate that with like mental clarity and like just like feeling better, like feeling good mentally.
Mm.
Cause I don't know, I guess growing up playing sports, like everything was just so intense in my mind, like and crucial. Like I have to be in here so I don't die on the field, the next in the next game, bro. So it's like I didn't have the best relationship, and
Mm.
um, you know, just being in therapy and everything. I'm telling my therapist I'm stressed out about work and all. And she's like, "Do you go outside?" I'm like, "Sometimes." She's like, "Go outside every day." I'm like, at this point, I might as well just try. And like since then, everything has changed. So it's been a major point in my life, just being outside, and this new era of being active and getting that mental clarity from physical activity.
Yeah. And I think another big point that I want to, before we move on from this is like that community aspect, like that is the word because like even just doing these virtual joints, like I work from home with my full-time job. So I don't really go outside and interact with a lot of people. So it's like that can become a limiter on yourself in general because like you're not interacting with people, you're not talking about projects, you're not, like, oh, I'm working on this, like what you working on. Like again, when I go to Dallas and we all link up, bro, I get so much inspiration just from being there because like everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm working on this, I got this going, I got this. I'm like, damn, like y'all really like we like really doing something. So like that community aspect is real, bro. It's real. Like not trying to look at people as like simply a stepping ladder to get to another position that you want in your life, but just being like,
Yeah,
these are the people that you know, I draw inspiration from just being around them. It's important for
for
sure.
sure. I like to say, being mutual resources, you know, so in more than just like a tangible ways to like, you know, like you said, like bouncing ideas off of each other, or like if somebody needs some help with something, like that's your brother, bro. Help them out. They're gonna help you out when you need it. So I feel like that's just a good way to go about it. Look at things for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I wanna ask this question because you kind of mentioned it earlier about like, having your own identity with your brand. But like, how do you balance? Because what I see online, and this is just my perception, is there's a brand. This brand is doing very well, and they are pulling inspiration from other things and basically just remaking certain items of clothing. And then other people see that and it's like, damn, like they're making a lot of profit and they're just replicating something else that's already out there. So like I'm gonna do that. And then it's like then like that gets created by somebody else that's watching them, and then that continues a cycle of people, basically recycling the same thing. That's why you see like the glittery, denim or like the bedazzled hoodies and like the boxy tees, like it's all cookie
Mhm.
cutter. So like how do you balance staying like authentic and what you want to create versus seeing what people which will obviously sell like
Bro.
and going that route. Cause like if I put out this bedazzled hoodie, if I put out these carpenter jeans, these baggy jeans that looks like everything else, I'm going to make money. There's no way I'm not. But it's like you want to stay authentic to like what you like do. So how do you balance being able to live in that space?
So that's a good question for sure. Because bro, I know so many people, or shoot, we know so many people that have like they might have like a brand doing their own thing, but so many people start a little diffusion line where they're making those popular pieces, those money grab pieces, where because it's so tempting. It's like it's so much money out there, bro. It's crazy how much bread there is for all the brand owners. Like even as oversaturated as it is, the money's there for everybody to make some, bro. So it's so tempting to want to do that. But I always say like if you are going to try to appeal to the people, which that's a part of having a business, um, you want to think about that after you know uh design like from the inside. So make something that you really want to make, and maybe go ask around, like, what y'all think about this. Ask your homie that don't, care about fashion too much, but like you like to get fly still. Ask him what he think. Like, oh yeah, maybe that's not too cool, or like I wouldn't do that. And just consider it. Think about how you can make things a little bit more appealing to the masses, but just don't go just copying stuff or just making stuff just for the bread. Um, or even if you are going to do that, you gotta it has to be some type of balance. Everything needs to be balanced, bro. So you can make your own pieces that's like super crazy, um, avant-garde or whatever, but then every brand's gonna sell a t-shirt because everybody wears t-shirts. So it's like you need to just, have yourself in there somewhere, bro.
Yeah, have some type of like you can appeal to like what people need as far as basics, like the bottoms, the tops.
Yeah.
But it's like don't just copy it. Cause I
Yeah.
think that's where like it's getting like
And everybody's
uh,
taking the Virgil 3% rule, like, and
yeah.
they're like taking it through the mud, bro. Like, okay, 3%. If I change this letter to a logo, I think that's gonna be cool, bro. When they drop the shirt in.
Maybe if I put the tag just slightly off, then it's different. Yeah.
They be making money doing it
Bro,
too.
I'm telling like
Bread.
people are
But
making cheese,
how
bro.
much do
Like,
you care about what you doing though? Like, is it money for you, or do you really want to create something?
yeah.
That's something you gotta ask yourself. If
And I
you
know
just be,
some, people are just doing it for the bread too. Like at the
yeah,
end of
that's
the day,
what I'm
like
saying. Like,
it's
if that's what you
strictly
in it for, bro. Like, hey, I
more
got
power to you.
do it, bro. You know, Virgil 3% gonna take you far. But if you really want to create something new, leave an impact on like a community, build a community of like-minded people like yourself, in put yourself in the product, bro. So,
Yeah. I think some of these people, bro, again, this is just my opinion. I feel like some of these people are just making brands so they can go to Nobu every weekend, or they can
oh yeah,
be
yeah.
like they're just like the brand is just funding the out of the country trips every week, and like
It
the
is though,
like
bro. Selling clothes is the exact same as selling drugs. It's the set. You find the plug overseas,
it's
get the work
over
sent
with.
in on the boat, pack it up, ship it out, bro. Go distribute it that day, bro. It's the same thing. It's the legal way to hustle, or I mean, you can hustle a million ways, but for a lot of people, it's such a simple way to make some extra bread, bro. And it's cool. You get some swag points from it. You get all the clothes, the cars, the travel. It's cool.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah, they go to Magic City, they could throw it like,
Mhm.
it,
Bro,
it
this
just
getting polished. 22, seven-figure brand owner. How I spent my vacation in the DR after my last drop. Oh my god.
how I bought a $7 million mansion in LA off my clothing brand. That would be crazy. Um, this is the last thing I want to touch on. Again, I at this point it's become a routine question that I ask people in these cloth talks is like, how do you feel about AI? Because we're seeing it rampantly grow. People are using it to, especially in their clothing brands, because like you said, they may not have the funds to, seek out a graphic designer that's go, beat them over the head for the price. So they go to, Chad, they go to Claude, and they might throw it in a prompt to, get, some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Um, what's it called when you got the item and you got the sizes and all that? Like,
A size sheet.
no,
It's tech pack.
tech pack.
Oh,
Like, how do you feel about AI, and are you currently using it within your own graphic design?
so I personally do use AI, but not for me, not in a way that I think compromises the integrity of my creativity, if that makes sense. So like you said, that tech pack example, bro, that's a game changer. Like I understand, like we're going to get into this conversation, but I'm going to preface it with saying I understand all of the bad parts, the environmental stuff, all of that with AI. But that comes with so many other things that we use that we just kind of disregard or whatever. And like, I try not to just use it, all willy-nilly or whatever. But anyways, I understand all that, and that's being considered in what I'm doing. But anyways, nah, AI is like a super game changer, bro. The fact that a tech pack just making that would take so long before. Like I hate making tech pack, but you throw that thing in Claude, bro, and get it out. That's you saved. You saved a couple $100, maybe $1,000, and you got exactly what you need to send off to the manufacturer and make your, your first product, and start your small business and grow it into something. So
Yeah.
that's a good way to use it. Now, I don't think you should be like, going on Chat GBT and be like, all right, make me a graphic with an eagle and two guns and some dice for a t-shirt. Like, that's just, I don't know. That's like, I don't know. It's just not
I
real.
think,
It's not cool, bro.
yeah, I think that the argument is like these tools are using what's already available. So like
Oh,
it's
right, yeah,
pulling
that
it's
too, of course.
pulling information from like designs already around and just taking inspiration and then I mean basically meshing it to create what you want. Like it's not taking
Right,
an
right, right,
original thought, basically.
right, right, right. Now that's something else that's interesting, because there's like, what is, or where are we drawing the line between we're stealing something and referencing something, if that makes sense.
I mean that's like
Um,
dupe culture right now. Yeah.
right, right, exactly. But like in AI, obviously there's like times where we've seen like a painting or like um something that just, you can tell this is this artist style. Like they clearly was trained on this artist. Um, whereas like if you saw the picture with the speakers
Yeah.
for this jacket, that background was AI, bro. I shot that in an apartment on a white wall, and I generated, like, not even like giving it a picture or anything. I was like, bro, just generate a picture of a metal wall and a concrete floor. Like, am I stealing something, or am I just
Well,
having,
I think that's different. And I find this is like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
some type of like mental gymnastics we're trying to do
Mhm.
here. But I think that's different because like you didn't like put yourself and be like, I'm not wearing nothing. Put me in my jacket, put me in this, put like you started with a picture of yourself that you took and said, all right, now change the background. So it like there's at least some element of like creativity because you took the picture, you like this with it, and then you said change the background on that versus being like, take my image that I uploaded this picture of just like my headshot and then create this whole, fantasy world basically.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
like
So,
there's definitely we all still don't know like what the limits
yeah,
are.
it's still
There's not even laws
learning
with this
process.
shit, bro. Like,
Yeah,
there's no laws with
exactly,
this. Like,
exactly.
it's
But
crazy, but it's only growing faster. Like, it's only growing faster.
exponentially, exponentially, bro. Like, but I will say, I think having like a traditional background, or a traditional creative background, makes using AI ethically a lot easier and a lot more headache free of thinking about, dang, where is this coming from, or where is that coming from? Because I've trained AI on my own, like, art that I'm creating. I've trained the AI to be like, this is the type of thing that I like. So can you, do this? And even then, like, if it'll give me something, um, I do a lot of like hybrid work, um, because of the output of work that I'm usually like putting, or like, dropping, or working with clients and doing. Um, I'll have like AI say, like, generate like a background, like I said, and then I'll take that and take it into Photoshop, and I'll have my little digital my drawing tablet, and I could draw the graffiti on the wall instead of finding like having to pay for the perfect picture of a brick wall somewhere or something.
Yeah,
I'm generating this, and then I'm doing my own thing on there. And it's, I don't know, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't, lose me
yeah.
sleep at night doing that.
It's like you already have the skill set. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
that
like
makes sense.
the way that I use it in my own personal life is, and I view it as like a time saver. Like, I am not great at
No, that's it. That's
Writing.
exactly what it is, though.
I'm not great at writing. So if I need to write an important email, I'm gonna draft up the email and I'm gonna say, correct the tone, look for any grammatical issues because like it would take me literally like an hour to
Yeah.
curate an email perfectly. Like that just doesn't seem reasonable to do anymore when they could just be like, oh yeah, you throw it in there and then it gives you the email. I I proofread it. Okay, that looks good. And then I send it. That saved me an hour because I cannot write, bro. Like,
Yeah, no.
that
And
is not my skill set.
I think that's like probably the majority of people that are using AI are probably using it in that way. Like, and I think that's probably one of the things that we're going to see a shift in the soonest is like copywriting. So like for ads and just like emails and all that. Like, I think everything's gonna be automated, bro. Like emails, everybody's gonna have an agent to send every email for them, and I think it's gonna be crazy. But
Yeah. I will say though, this has nothing to do with fashion
mhm.
because I know inmates who are using AI to throw their case into AI and then get
Mhm.
like, oh, like, was there anything that I missed in this case? Or like, are there any new rulings that will help shorten my time? Like it's helping people in a lot of ways, but again, like there is a dark side to it, which like that's what anything, like our cars are
Yeah,
with
that's what
like
I'm
it's
saying.
there's
We
always gonna
all
be
got
something.
iPhones, bro. Like
Yeah.
we all got iPhones.
So yeah. Nah, I feel you.
I'm gonna use that
Um,
PT, bro.
it wouldn't be a cloth talk. It wouldn't be a proper cloth talk if I didn't have a sneaker conversation.
Oh yeah, do it.
So what do you think as a graphic designer, as somebody that does get fly, as somebody that has been in this game for a long time, what do you
Mhm.
currently think of the landscape of sneakers?
I think it's really fun right now, bro. Like personally, I feel like or me and my friends, we call it the lost years of like 2017 and up to I don't know, maybe like the pandemic or something, like where we didn't care, bro. Like we wasn't copping no Jordans, we wasn't copping no Nikes, just simple stuff for like a designer pickup here and there, like something like that. But I think like the past few years, sneakers have been really fun for me, at least. Um, I came up in a time where all like the Jordans and stuff that are being retro were popular. So like those coming back out has been cool. Like I'm so happy to have black cats or get those for not, $800. Um, I like basketball. I like the basketball sneaker scene.
You like
Um,
the Hardens, the new
the
Hardens, the
hard,
Harden?
the
I think it's like
tens
tens. Yeah,
with the spiral.
yeah.
I think they're cool. I like the nines better, but I think the
Okay.
tens are cool. Um, I think AE's got a tough shoe. I love the shades, of course. It's a lot of dope basketball shoes out. And then we have so many great like creatives that the companies are collabing with that have been, on Cloth Talk, Salehi, J Tips, Joe Fresh Goods. Like all these guys are making like absolute heat like consistently. So sneakers has been fun for me personally.
Yeah.
And then I think we also have like such a wide range of silhouettes right now. Like we have, the dad shoe thing kind of hasn't left. So there's still chunky shoes. We have the low profile thing going on. We got, the combat boots. We got Nike basketball research, the Adidas Yeezy sleek sneaker type thing going on. It's a
And
little
running is
something for
big
everyone.
too. The Hokas, the
Oh yeah, the
ons,
running.
like people are like I think it's called like post fraction on like their collab shoes are kind of crazy, bro. And it's like a
Oh,
running shoe.
mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
those, I mean, it's a lot of variety, which I love. I have one pair of Jordans in my closet. One. That's it.
Mhm.
And I've never been in one just because one, my mom couldn't afford it, but like I've never been one to like stick to one brand because like I was rocking A6, I was rocking Sauconys, I was rocking Vans, I was rocking Pumas, I was like I've always rocked it all, and to see these brands start collaborating, people getting crazy colorways, people are having more creative freedom to switch up the design. Really, like I love the space we are in sneakers because for a minute it felt kind of lost. Like it felt lost to me.
Yeah,
So,
that's the lost years, bro. I'm saying.
oh shit, I didn't even look at that. No, we locked in.
See, I'm telling you, bro, sneakers is cool right now, though. I've been
Yeah,
picking up, or no, last year was probably the most sneakers I bought in a year in a long time. I bought a lot of shoes last year.
like
But,
what? What's the best one? What's the best pull from last year?
my answer is not going to be everybody's favorite, but bro, being from the DMV,
Oh,
being from the DMV, the Nike boot is like that's our shoe. I don't care what nobody say. Wale had his own Nike boot, bro. This pony hair black Goa down Nike boot is my favorite shoe that came out last year. Um, I wear it all the time. They're just so cool to me, bro. So this is
look
probably
what's
my favorite.
I'm about to show you what's in my Safari.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
waiting.
bro.
I'm waiting to cop these. They a little 230. I don't know. That's a
That's not
little
much they cost though, man. But
like that's a little
yeah,
steep, but I gotta get those. The cowhide is. I'm always a fan of cowhide when done right. Like I always rock with that.
yeah, those are dope too. But,
That's
yeah.
a. Are those comfortable?
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, bro. That's why the East Coast is so Nike boot heavy, bro. DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, it's like all of those the working people, but they need something that's functional, something that's not lame, something that's uh multi-purpose, and the Nike boot fits into there, bro. It's comfortable. It's got the zoom on the sole.
Mm,
Um, it's durable, bro.
yeah,
It's a great shoe, bro. So
I'll get those soon because I like the shape of it. I like the way it looks. So I've been
mm.
eyeing those for a minute, but I was just like, which is crazy because I've spent a crazy amount on a pair of shoes before. I don't know why I'm like harping on
It be
230,
like
but
that sometimes, though.
yeah.
Especially with a shoe that you never was really that had before.
And
Mm.
just to really actually one more question. You talked about basketball. Who has a current best line for men's basketball? Because I'm gonna say it's Ja right now.
Like
Ja Morant
the whole line or the current shoe.
current.
Um, well, if we talking about the job three, because the
Yeah,
fours we seeing the fours now, but the three, yeah, I think that's probably the hardest.
that Jurassic Park
Um,
one.
no, bro, his logo is tough.
They
The
going
shoe is
crazy.
tough, bro. He's killing it for sure. But outside of Jaws, I've been talking to a lot of people about this. The Air Jordan 40. You said you didn't really care about like Jordans back then or whatever, or I don't know, it's not your thing. But the 40, they've been doing like they've been taking the 40 and doing a version of all the other number model retros and making a version of the 40 in that style. And they've been really cool to me personally. I want to get some to hooping. I think those are really cool. Like I said, shades. I had those in there. No, but the shades are probably my some of my favorites. I wear those all the time.
I want those
And
exposed pairs he did, like the ones he was in the grocery store. You saw like the multicolor pack.
shades?
Yeah, bro. Like where it didn't got no zipper. It just like exposed and it's like a multi, bro. You gotta I'm gonna
Whoa.
send you those on Instagram, bro. They look crazy. You got
Hey,
the
I
little
got it.
cheetah print too. It's
I haven't
fire.
seen none of that. I gotta see those.
Yeah. Those heat. Um, and just to wrap it up, I always try to end it on a note of inspiration for people who may have stayed basically an hour and 30 minutes in. Like, you know, what advice, again, thinking for people who are just trying to start, they don't have everything laid out just yet. They're just trying to start and they're trying to figure out what is the next step. Like, what advice would you give, to that person that's like looking to either be in a position that you in or, to go past that?
Um, let's see, bro. It's like I could start so many places, but off top, I just say kind of mentally prepare yourself, bro, to be in a risk taking mindset. Um, it's not gonna be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be cool, bro. But so be prepared to or mentally prepare yourself to have some tough moments with it, to have some really great moments with it. To have to have some put in some long hours to learn some stuff, to be bored understanding things, to all of that. So mentally prepare yourself for those times. I'd say be diligent and consistent in progressing. Even then, it doesn't have to be daily. I know people say like, just try and be 1% better every day, and that's true. But like, you know, make sure you build a sustainable practice for yourself in a way where you can comfortably like progress and build a structure and foundation in what you're trying to do. So if that means setting up a schedule or like deciding, hey, I'm only gonna lock in for these 3 days out the week while I'm working my job for the other four or whatever. Figure out what you need to do to have a consistent way to keep up the progress in what you're doing. And I don't want to be too long-winded with it. Have fun. Don't take it too seriously. It is serious, but especially if you want to make a business out of it. But have fun with it, because if you don't, people won't be able to tell, and it's not gonna be fun if you don't have fun. So yeah, have some fun with what you're doing for sure.
Hey, and that's what's written. When the album dropping, bro? When the album dropping, bro? Put some music out.
Top of 2027, man. I'm gonna be in the gym. I'm gonna come out music video, yadding it up, no shirt.
You gonna be on your Gunna run.
I'm gonna have 2027. We might get the album. I don't know.
I'm telling
Make
you,
sure y'all
bro.
pay attention to that intro the next time y'all hear it too.
That's what I'm trying to say. Because people have commented on my videos like, "Oh, what's that song?" And I'll reply to them, I'm like, "Bro, I'm trying to tell them to drop music." Like, he can act. I don't just say that because people be like, stop telling y'all homeboys to rap because they can't. But like, you gotta acknowledge, bro, when people can actually rap versus people that's just trying to like, you can actually put some shit together. I've seen it live, actually.
I don't even rap, yo. I'm just swaggy with it, bro.
Tight shit.
They ain't even talk about making beats. I made beats. That was one of the first things I did too. I'm all over the place.
Multifaceted.
Sir.
Multifaceted. But I appreciate you, bro. Could be doing anything on this Saturday day. You chopped it up with my subscribers. You put them on game. It's a lot of stuff that was in here. So I might have to break this up into this is where he talks about manufacturing. This is where he talks about, because you drop some gems. And I think people need to hear it, especially if you want to like get into that field. I think this was a good one, bro. So I appreciate you for jumping on here.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate you for having me. Dope.
And with that being said, I will catch y'all in that next one.
Love the way you work it. Hey, I love the way you work it for me.